What's up, magical souls? Welcome back to Eastwide Unlimited Podcast, episode 5, part 2, inside the Sovereignty Season series. If you're here, I truly believe that this message found you for a reason because today we're about to have some fun. I just want to say that I'm put that out there right now. So if you're ready to have some fun, we're about to play a game. And if you listen to part 1, you already know what this game is. If you have not listened to part 1, you probably should go listen to part 1. Because in part 1, we talked about May being the season of full bloom and the season where your inner world begins asking for outer movement. So if you're ready to play this game, I want you to strap yourself in and let's get into it. All right, you guys, today we're going to be going a little deeper into this May intuitive message for the collective, you guys. Okay, so in part 1, we talked about May being the season of full bloom, right? The season where the inner world begins asking for outer movement. Okay, we talked about so much more. That was actually a long episode. I did not know that after I got done recording, I was recording for about close to an hour. So, but it's so great. It was so many gems dropped in that episode. So go ahead and listen to that. But if you're here, let's play a game, guys. Let's go. So today we're going to be exploring your flower energy for May. Okay. So remember that I talked about before that not everyone blooms the same way. So this is going to give you the opportunity to see that. Some people are going to be learning more about visibility. Some are going to be learning more about boundaries. And some are just going to be learning about how to trust transformation itself, right? To not give up on yourself in the process before you see, some results, right? Because some of us were like, I don't see it quick enough. What's going on, right? So it's trusting the process. So before we get started, I want you to take a deep breath in. Ground yourself. Exhale. All right. I want you to allow your intuition to guide you. Okay. So this is how the game is going to go because the flower that you choose is going to reveal more than you think. So this is how we're going to do this. Okay. First, I want you guys to pick a number 1 through 3, and we're going to do it that way. So you're going to drop it in the comments below. You're going to think about this. You're going to breathe. And sometimes the number comes right away. So, it's you don't need to think really hard about it. It's going to happen. Okay. I want you to take a deep breath if you have to and relax your shoulders and just ask yourself, what energy am I truly being called into May? Okay. What energy is surrounding me for this month? You're going to be picking numbers 1 through 3, and each number represents a flower. Okay. And they also represent a different path, right? And a different form of blooming. So what I want you to choose is the number your intuition is pulling you toward most, not logic, your intuition. Okay. So choose numbers 1, number 2, or number 3. I want you to take your time. Once you have the number, I want you to put it in the comments. Don't second guess this. And I also want to say, when I play this game with people live, it's so much fun. But also, I also find that many people, they resonate with more than one flower. So if you resonate with more than one flower, more than one number that you chose, it's fine. But just choose the first one, the first number that you feel strongly about. And then, you can rewind this and listen to the other numbers. I think we're ready to begin. It's just 3 numbers, y'all. 1, 2, or 3. Just I didn't do 5. Sometimes I do 5. I was like, no, I want to do 3. Let's just, let's keep it short, sweet, and simple, because sometimes when you're in this blooming season, you can try to complicate things. And you be like, all right, I'm blooming, so that means I got to do da, 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 da. And it's like, no, just hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. All right. Just keep doing what you're doing. It's just building momentum. All right. So those of you that chose number 1, let's get into it. Number 1 represents the sunflower. And you guys, if you didn't know, I love sunflowers. Okay, it reminds me of that old Shun energy, and when I used to make my themed altars, and I remember having sunflowers on there and just feeling this energy of beauty and just amazingness. So if you chose number one, your mate energy is a sunflower. Now, the sunflower represents visibility, confidence, leadership, warmth, and expansion. So this energy is actually asking you to stop shrinking yourself. Oh, shoot. Mm, wow. Because sunflowers are seen. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, sunflowers, y'all can see them. You know a sunflower when and when you see those sunflower fields that you're driving by, you're just like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, sunflowers are meant to be seen. It represents visibility. You can't not see it. Like it just some of you, even if you don't want to be seen, I feel like you're still gonna be seen in some way because you're meant to be seen, you know? But I do also realize that some of us we've gone through life wanting to be seen so bad that when we put ourselves out there to be seen and we don't receive the type of reciprocity that we feel comes along with that, or acknowledgement, or even mm, recognition, maybe, then we can tend to go back into hiding. We can tend to get really angry. We're like, I thought that message said I was meant to be seen, and now I'm being seen, and I don't see the results. And it's like, first of all, it's a process, knowing that you're already seen. Some of us, we want to be seen, we want to be heard because we weren't heard or seen when we were younger. So we carry that energy with us. And when we're older, we're just like, all right, I have to be the center of attention. I have to be the one that's right. I have to be the one that, receives recognition for everything. And sometimes that experience alone is meant for you to experience so that you can realize that you've already you're already being seen. You're being seen, one, by the spirit realm, which some people call the unseen realm. I do it for fun, but I know it's seen too. But also just even in life, even with the people that you don't feel like are watching you or acknowledging you or noticing you. Not to go too deep into that, but think about that, okay? You can rewind it if you want to and listen to it again, but just sit with that for a minute if you chose a sunflower and ask yourself, am I stopping myself from being visible? Am I afraid to be seen? Am I confident? Am I a leader? This is about leadership. It's about expansion. What areas of my life am I expanding? Because the thing is that you've spent enough time doubting your light, doubting yourself, right? Suppressing. I was talking about that with my kids before about suppressing your emotions, being emotionally intelligent. When you're emotionally intelligent, you're not suppressing how you feel. You're acting on that in some way that works for you, right? Because then you have to have self-regulation, right? And this is just what I believe at this moment in time. I like to say that because as I even evolve and grow, that my mindset could shift on certain things or expand in certain ways. So this is how I feel at this moment in time, okay? So you've spent enough time doubting yourself already. So now and also, some people have spent a lot of time questioning whether people will accept the real you. Oof. Wow. Will they accept me with my new thoughts? Will they accept me with my new understanding on life? Will they accept me? Yeah, enough. Enough worrying about that. Enough time has been spent waiting for permission to take up space, to do what you want to do, to live the life you want to live, to move where you want to move, to dress how you want to dress, right? So, through that visibility, your confidence is going to continue to grow and expand. And I feel like those of you that chose number one, you're already leaders. You probably resonate with being a leader. And even if you don't resonate with being a leader, what I found, like just honestly working with different clients that I've had and even just talking with people It's like a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, I should say, but I've come across people who don't resonate with being a leader. But then when I go further into the conversation, I'm like, well, that's leadership. And they're like, oh, well, I never looked at myself as a leader. I don't really want to lead anything. I don't really want to. And it's like, that's true. You could not want to actually lead anything and still be a leader unknowingly, because it might just seem that normal to you. You might not be trying. It might just happen because that's the energy that you carry. Okay? So, May is trying to place you in the sunlight. So I need you to get out in nature. I need you to first acknowledge the light that is within you, but also the light that appears every day. The sun. I need you to connect with the sun. Whether you go outside and you stand out there and you just place one hand on your heart chakra, one hand on your solar plexus, and you just look up at the sun and you just be in gratitude, or you just talk to the sun, or you just say, you know what, sun, I want you to reflect the light that's inside of me, outside of me, so I can see what that looks like. Ooh, wait. I don't know if you're ready for that. I don't know. Some of y'all might be ready. Some of y'all might not. I don't know, but you just do what you want to do. Intuitively, just feel the words come out. Whatever feels great to you. Because some of you might not be ready to see your reflection in that way. You might be a little scared when you see how great you are, when you see how powerful you are, when you see just who you are and what you're made of. Oh, man. Woo! It's time to get in that sun and embrace the light within you. And what's really powerful about sunflowers is that they naturally turn toward the light. Oh my gosh. So this month is more about turning toward the light versus turning toward fear. Turn toward what nourishes you. Turn toward what expands you. Turn toward the people, environments, and habits that help you grow. It's about visibility. So you may feel called to start something publicly or share your voice or post more. You might want to do a podcast or videos or whatever it is, but express yourself creatively, and finally decide this month that you're going to stop hiding your gifts. Okay? And in this process, my number ones, don't confuse visibility with perfection. You already know how I feel about, some of y'all know how I feel about perfection. But don't confuse visibility with perfection. You don't need to always, you don't need to always arrive in this polished form, in this form of like, I have studied all the things and I've taken all the tests and I have all the certificates and I have been studying X, Y, and Z. Like, you just be you. You don't have to have all those things. If you got it, wonderful. If you don't, wonderful too. You just need to arrive honestly, arrive authentically, just arrive how you are. Just as you are, Because who's requiring you to be somebody different? And if somebody's requiring you to be somebody different, then bump them. Be who you are, who you really are. That comes through knowing who you are, right? So arrive honestly. Your affirmation, my number ones for May, is I allow myself to be seen. I allow myself to be seen. All right. So let's move on to my number twos. If you chose number two, thank you so much, number ones. If you chose number two is the rose. Ooh, the rose. I don't know why it makes me want to say it like that. The rose. If you chose number two, your energy is the rose, and the rose represents embodiment. It also represents self-worth, beauty, strength, softness, and sacred boundaries. So for my number twos, my roses, this month is teaching you that blooming also requires protection. Ooh, when you think about how a rose is formed, you see those layers. Ooh, hold on, wait. Hold on. I'm just thinking about this. Because a rose is very beautiful, right? But a rose also has thorns. Hold on. I didn't even think about the thorns. The rose has thorns, right? So there could be many of you that are choosing number two, this number, and you spent too much time over giving. You spent too much time over giving, over explaining, or abandoning yourself to make others comfortable. So May is bringing you back to yourself, is reminding you that this month you got to figure out where that energy is leaking. Where am I leaking that energy? Where am I saying yes when my soul is asking for rest? Where am I betraying my own needs for approval, validation, or fear of disappointing others? How have I neglected the seeds that I've planted? Because the rose energy is like, you can be loving without losing yourself. You can be soft without lacking boundaries. You can be nice, but have those boundaries. My number two is you can bloom beautifully without making yourself available to everyone all the time. So this month, it might be a month of deep self-love. Your relationship with yourself might be changing and blooming this month. And for some of you, your standards are changing too. You know, some people could have been falling off in April or falling off a little bit, in May, and it's just leading you right back to self, right back to self-love. So my roses, man, it's like when I think about the rose, I'm just sitting here, I'm just thinking about this. And I'm thinking about the thorns. I just can't move past the thorns. I should probably look this up, but I just can't move past the thorns. It almost makes me feel like roses represent bitter sweetness. Like if that's the right wording for that. When people say it's bittersweet, that's what I'm thinking about. I don't know why, but it's coming up that way. I'm just thinking like sometimes you have to let things go for other things to bloom in your life. Sometimes you got to let go of those old mindset and those old things that have been keeping you in the same places for you to see something beautiful bloom. Sometimes it's meant for you to let go of doing so many things so that you can bloom within self. Some of those things that keep taking you away from you, from spending time with yourself, from appreciating yourself, from acknowledging um, where you've been and where you are right now. I know for me, that's been something that I've had to work on a lot. Is just acknowledging where I was and where I am right now, acknowledging the growth, giving my own self recognition for what I've done. Recognition comes from self first. Reciprocity comes from self first. That compensation, it comes from self first. So my roses, your affirmation for May is I honor myself enough to protect my peace. I honor myself enough to protect my peace. Whoa. All right, my number twos. My roses. All right, y'all. We about to move on to number three. If you chose number three, if you're in the building, put a number three in the chat. Okay. All right. Our invisible podcast, Eastwell Unlimited building. Put a number three in the chat. Before we get into number three, I want to just tell you guys real quickly that if you are a person that requires guidance, if you're really unsure on your next steps, if you know what you want to do, but not sure how to get there, how to connect the dots for yourself, if you're going through a self-mastery journey where you're deepening your relationship with yourself, whether that's through self-love, self-discipline, emotional intelligence, that self-regulation, whatever it might be, and you need assistance, then you can click the link in my bio. If that's you, if you feel led, click the link in my bio and let's get to work. Let's get going. Because when June comes, I'm telling you, it's a different kind of energy for June. It is not the same energy of May. And I want you to be ready for June. June is a powerful month. So I want you to be ready for that. So if you need some one-on-one assistance, let me know. If you want some information about my academy, the portal experience that I take people through, then I want you to leave a comment below and let me know, or visit my website. Any of my links below. Follow me on different social media pages. If you are not subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing and joining this community. I'm so grateful and thankful for that, you guys. And you know what? Let's keep this thing going. I hope you guys are having fun so far. All right. So, number 3, those of you that chose number 3, the flower is the cherry blossom. I've been thinking about cherry blossoms for a while, and I kept seeing this image in my head, but I wasn't sure if it was actually a cherry blossom or not. So I looked it up and I was like, that's what I was thinking. That's it. And I keep seeing this in my head. So those of you that chose number 3, just know this is about to be good. All right, number 3 is the cherry blossom. Okay. This flower energy represents transformation, presence, renewal, temporary seasons, and emotional awakening. Okay, hold on. I want you to know that cherry blossoms, that they bloom beautifully, but not forever. So your message this month is, stop waiting for perfect conditions to experience life. I want to throw my pen. I just want to throw my pen. I feel like everybody's gonna relate to that. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions to experience life. We want the perfect house first, the perfect relationship, the perfect children, the perfect vehicle, the perfect scenario. We want everything to just be laid out crisp for us, and we're just like, look, I need all of this to be done first, and then I can start enjoying life because I have those things. When May is like, no, I want you to enjoy life right now. That's what your higher self is saying. No, enjoy life now, because now is what matters. Those things will come. But guess what? You gotta be grateful for where you are and what you have already. Live life right now, because the future doesn't even exist yet in this timeline. So you're operating, in, I guess, within a mindset experience of something that hasn't yet occurred. And so you're wondering why you're not grateful for where you are, or why you're complaining, or why you feel like this isn't aligning, and this and this and this. And it's more about experiencing your life where you are right now. Because honestly, think about where you were. Some of us, some of you have been so focused on surviving and planning and healing or preparing for things, and you forgot to actually live. And I know how that feels. Ooh, I know how that feels. When you're so focused on surviving, you're so focused on planning your next move, you're so focused on healing and deep healing, and you're like, listen, I want to heal all the, like, everything. So then I could just go through life and I don't have to deal with nothing else, right? Or preparing for what's coming. I got to be prepared. I got to make sure I'm ready. And then you forget to live. You forget to live. You forget to embrace every moment. You forget to enjoy the people that are around you. You forget to enjoy nature seasons. You're so busy that the month goes by so quickly, and you can't even think about what you've done that whole month. Have you smelled the flowers lately? Have you felt the grass underneath your feet? Have you felt the beautiful kiss of the wind? Have you melted in the sun? Have you been illuminated by the moon? Have you embraced the song of nature through the birds? Have you? It's time to live. So May is asking you to become present again, to laugh again, to create again, to feel again, to experience again. Have some freaking fun. May is like, you better have fun this month, doggone it. You better have some fun. You better laugh like you ain't. I don't care if you have to put on some Netflix comedies. I don't know what you're going to have to do, but you need to laugh. I need you to sit at your table and create something. I need you to feel some different type of a way. Feel some love. I mean, love always, feeling a deeper love for self or even for others. I need you to start experiencing things. Live. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in preparing and wanting to make sure we're prepared and wanting to make sure we plan all this. And listen, I am raising my hand right now because I know I have been guilty of this for so many years. I am raising my hand. And honestly, you guys, yes, I do feel some emotional energy around this choice because I think some of you have outgrown a version of yourself but haven't fully allowed yourself to release it yet. Things are changing. Things are changing. So this month, don't think about clinging to what you're meant to outgrow. Yeah. Think about it. What are you meant to outgrow this month? What mindsets are you meant to outgrow? What action or lack of action or something like that that you're meant to outgrow this month? What are you meant to outgrow? Okay. The cherry blossom, it teaches us that beauty exists even in temporary moments. And that maybe this month, instead of fearing change, you learn how to dance with it. You learn how to move with it, groove with it. Okay. This month is for my number threes. It's a creativity month for you, a healing month, a rediscovery month. This is I feel like it's, well, twos was about choosing you, but I also feel like it's choosing you too. Right? In a new way. Have you outgrown your area where you're living in? Have you outgrown certain relationships? What have you outgrown? Maybe you need to update your rising routine or your resting routine. Maybe you need to upgrade the conversations that you're having now. Maybe you've outgrown those old conversations. Maybe you've outgrown the old plan that you had for yourself. Because maybe a new one is coming up, is blooming. But maybe just that attachment is keeping you where you are. So for my number threes, your affirmation for May is I trust myself through every season of transformation. Really simple. I trust myself through every season of transformation. Because sometimes some of us, we feel like transformation only happens one time and then that's it. Okay? All right. There y'all go, magical souls. Listen, your Mayflower energy, number 1, 2, or 3, comment below and let me know which number you chose and whether your message actually resonated with you. I genuinely love doing this, you guys. So this was really fun. If you want more games, let me know in the comments. Just put more games, Eastwise, something like that. But remember, you guys, that not all flowers bloom the same way. Some flowers, they bloom quickly, some quietly, some once a year, some bloom continuously. But every flower that blooms, it blooms in its own divine timing, in its own way. So stop comparing yourself and unfolding to someone else's experience, someone else's timeline, someone else's garden, right? Your season is here. Remember that you are magic. So today, be magical, spread love, and share your freaking story because you deserve to be heard. And someone out there is waiting to hear from you. I love you guys. Peace.